Hi, my name is Geoff Shreeves and I'm the touchline reporter for Sky Sports coverage of the Premier League. And I'm excited to tell you about my new book, Cheers Geoff, Tales from the Touchline. I've been asked to pick the highlight of my career. Nigh on impossible. In 30 years, given the amount of things I've seen, the people I've met, the places I've travelled to. So, taking all that into account, I won't duck the question, because as an interviewer I certainly couldn't do that, could I? I would say the highlight of my career was by absolute fluke as an absolutely potless, down at heel property developer getting a job by complete chance working at the 1990 World Cup, because that led to everything else. Having been a touchline reporter for so long now, I look back and I thought, what has the job taught me? And I think what it's taught me more than anything else is awareness of people, their strengths, their weaknesses, their vulnerabilities, their joy, their emotions. And I think it's being in tune with other people, their needs, their desires, and also sometimes the reason behind when perhaps they aren't so communicative or a little bit off. So I would say that probably the biggest learning curve for me is finding out about other people and also realising it's never the same on 2 consecutive days. If I'm asked to name my top 3 interviews, firstly, Sir Alex Ferguson was fantastic to work with. You always had to be on your guard, you had to treat him with respect, but at the same time, not let him take control of the interview. But he really gave of himself. He brought gravitas, and also as well, because he won so many trophies, he obviously brought a great deal in terms of success to the Premier League. So he was terrific to interview. Number 2, any celebration, any trophy celebration, the end of a season, Champions League final, FA Cup final, League Cup final, of course the Premier League itself as well. The sheer joy when you interview players on the pitch, moments after the final whistle, when the ticker tape's going, the fireworks going off, the champagne being sprayed everywhere, the sheer joy on these players' faces and the coaches as well. The release, the adrenaline rush that they get, it's just extraordinary. And being part of that, to capture that for your viewers, that's always a huge thrill. And lastly, I would probably say of all the famous people I've ever met, my favourite has to be Sir Michael Caine. He was just absolutely wonderful. A gentleman. The old adage, the bigger the star, the nicer they are, could not have been more true with the great man. Looking back at the last 30 years, there's been so much fun. I really, really enjoyed it. It's been such a fun process. Recalling all the times, the stories, the incidents, and what has happened to me in that time. And of course, I've interviewed thousands of people and therefore asked probably millions of questions. But the one question I haven't asked myself is, if I hadn't been a touchline reporter, what would I have done? I like people, I like people's stories, I like hearing about their lives. So maybe, if I hadn't done this, film producer or director, a different genre, but a not dissimilar field. Having said that, I wouldn't swap what I've done for anything. And there's an awful lot more for you to read about from my last 30 years on the touchline in Cheers Geoff, which is out now.